just told you about Twitter chats? Great! Welcome to the conversation. Though you're probably wondering, how do you participate in one of these? Stick around because that's what we're talking about today. Ukwaba. Welcome everyone, I'm Jade. And on this channel, I help you create a rockin' online presence that brings you to the attention of all the right people. But let's dive in. Those Twitter chats, they are an online space to network and share industry knowledge. The people who host Twitter chats usually post the questions that they will ask during the chat before the chat, and participants to a Twitter chat then answer those questions, while also interacting with other participants' answers too. There are hundreds of Twitter chats that you can join, but today we'll be using as an example a Twitter chat close to my heart, Auslib chat, to illustrate how you can get the best out of your Twitter chat experience. So here is a list of all the things everyone else already knows about Twitter chats. They usually go for an hour at a set day and a set time. There are monthly Twitter chats and weekly ones, and I completely admire the hosts who manage to keep to a weekly schedule. That's just insane, but so amazing. Twitter chats have a theme, so each month you can go and check to see if the theme is something that you're interested in. Or if you're like me, you can just participate every month anyway because you love learning all the things. As I mentioned before, the hosts of a Twitter chat will post the questions they are going to ask during the chat before the chat. So go check them out so you can start formulating some answers. And Twitter chats move very, very fast, and it can get overwhelming keeping track of all the conversations that you are a part of. So having those pre-formulated answers before you even participate in the chat can be handy. So what do you need to do before a Twitter chat? My advice is to do some research and identify your interests, because there is a chat for almost every single thing in our glamour industry. So do some research and find some chats that align with your interests. And once you've located some chats that align with your interests, actually to get you started, I have a small list in the video description below, so start there. But once you find some, then put it in your calendar and set yourself a reminder so you don't miss out. Remember to also check the questions before you participate in a chat, because they will be posted beforehand. This will give you time to think of the experiences and knowledge that you can share that's relevant to the chat theme for that month. For example, Auslib chat always have their questions up at least a week before the next chat. And you can find their questions on Alia's Student and New Grad blog under the tab Auslib chat. As well as checking out what the questions are before the chat, I know quite a few people who go the extra mile and actually type up their responses before the chat. This way, they can just copy and paste their answers in and then focus on interacting with other participants and having conversations with them. Now that you're all prepared, it's time to dive in. What do you do during a Twitter chat? My first piece of advice is to have more than one tab open on your web browser. This will make sense in a moment, trust me. Each question in the chat will be allocated a number, and the hosts will post them as Q1, Q2, meaning question 1, question 2, and so on. This is just a simple way to keep on top of where everyone is in the chat. The main thing to keep in mind as a participant of a Twitter chat is to respond to each question using A1, A2, meaning answer 1, answer 2, at the start of your tweet, and at the end of your tweet, put in the chat hashtag. So in our example, it would be #OzLibChat. In fact, use the hashtag for whatever you post during a Twitter chat, on your own tweets as well as when you're responding to other people's tweets. Just always add the chat hashtag at the end of a tweet. You will also want to have a web browser tab open to your notifications, to the profile of the chat host, and to the hashtag for the chat as well. Doing so will allow you to easily keep on top of what's being added to the hashtag throughout the chat, allow you to monitor what the host of the chat is posting, and allow you to keep on top of any conversations people are having with you through your notifications. You can also use TweetDeck to do the same sort of monitoring throughout a Twitter chat. And I've actually done a video all about TweetDeck and how to set up your dashboard in it. I will link to that video in the cards and in the end cards and the video description below. So make sure to check that one out after you've finished watching this video. The last thing to do during a Twitter chat, well, this one's a bit personal to me, but I still think it's nice to do. So about 5 minutes before the Twitter chat starts, I post a photo to Twitter where I'm joining the chat, which is more often than not just a photo of me in my Jedi dressing gown because I'm participating from home, either in my lounge room or the study. And at the end of the chat, I always send a tweet to the hosts thanking them for the amazing and thoughtful conversations that they allowed me to have that night. And now that you've gone through the Twitter chat, what do you do afterwards? Well, there's also another reason why Twitter chat hosts prefer you to answer any question with the A1, A2 and hashtag at the end. It's because this makes it easier to collect all the tweets from a Twitter chat and post a wrap-up post of the chat. Alia and Jack, the hosts of OzLibChat, do this using Wakelet. And also, don't be afraid to go back to the chat the following day. Continue any interesting thoughts or conversations you had and foster any new connections that you made. And of course, after each Twitter chat, don't forget to set yourself a reminder to check the questions for the next one. But if all that hasn't convinced you that Twitter chats are a worthy professional development activity, well, here are a few words from our current Alia and Jack committee members sharing why we all love Twitter chats.
Hi, I'm Carl. I love the Twitter chats because you get to meet people from every library sector there is, from right across the country. Doesn't matter how much experience or how little they've got. It's great that everyone can come together and have their say.
Hi, I'm Sam. Why do I love Twitter chats? Well, I love them because they're super easy to join in. You don't have to know anyone to get in, you don't have to register, you don't even really have to be on time. You can participate while you're out and about, while you're having dinner, or while you're lounging at home in your pajamas. And I know that I've done all of those things. It really is some of the easiest professional development that you can do, so I recommend giving it a try.
Hi, my name's Claire. Why do I like participating in Twitter chats? Well, it's amazing and free professional development, and it's a great way to build your network, especially if you don't live close to a major city that does a lot of those kinds of events.
Hi, this is Paige, and my favorite thing about Twitter chats is its professional development and networking that you can do from your own home in your pajamas.
Well, wasn't that lovely? Thank you to all the committee members who gave me a moment of their time to do that. And so, in the next month, this is what I want you to do. I want you to research, find some Twitter chats that align with your interests, set yourself a reminder, or maybe just come to the next OzLibChat. 2, look up the questions for the chat and start thinking about the answers that you can give. 3, participate and have fun. And 4, reflect on the chat and think about how you can do better next time to get the most out of your Twitter chat experience. You've been educated and maybe entertained. I've been Jade from Misskoko the Librarian. Thank you so much for joining me today on a topic that's close to my heart. I seriously would not have met even half of the amazing people I know in our industry without Twitter. So thank you, Twitter, and thank you, Twitter chats. Remember to always be curious, and I shall see you soon.